Cronulla and Canterbury took centre stage on Super Saturday, and there were plenty of questions at full time. Would Nicho Hynes be cleared to play finals, and have the Bulldogs outsmarted themselves at the worst possible time?
Two sides bound for the finals. They know they are locked and loaded for next week.
The atmosphere here is electric, but have a look at this battle tonight on the eve of the final. So much focus on both these halfbacks.
So Brayley, just falling into the tackle. That made it easy. Judiciary's knocked himself out in tackling. Katoa, Cronulla, Atkinson, Hynes this time, finds Burns. Cronulla got their first try. Hynes won a ball. Katoa with it. Cronulla away. Jesse Ramian celebrates with a 4-pointer.
He's there. Marquee signing mid-season, and with 40 minutes, he really needs to get this attack flowing.
Last tackle, Canterbury. Calvin Newtsley comes to support. Puts the kick through. Preston chases hard. It goes touch in goal. Here's Hynes. Steadies it up for Atkinson. Cut out ball. Ronaldo's away. Back inside. Atkinson scores for Cronulla. 24-6. And Galvin's kicks across field, fielded by Preston, who then drops it. I can't believe that was a deliberate kick.
It's probably our fault. We just sort of didn't put too much emphasis on the attack this week, and there was sort of nothing to play for in that regard. So we'll tighten it up a little bit next week and get ready for Melbourne. Just a bit impatient with the ball, a bit excitable, but that's done now, so we can get on to next week.
Now Montoya is limping.
The report of Nicho Hynes.
Yeah, saying hip drop. Didn't seem to be two moves in that tackle. Cronulla 24, Canterbury 6.
A big game it was. The Cronulla Sharks, way too good for the Bulldogs. We'll get to the Bulldogs, but let's start with the Sharks. And fresh medical reports clear Nicho Hynes for elimination final. And Buzz Rothfield, you were the man that broke this story. Yeah. What went down here?
Well, there's been a lot of controversy around it today, and fans at other clubs trying to understand how Nicho got off. I'll take you through it blow by blow. Yesterday morning, Cronulla get the charge sheet. Nicho Hynes got grade 2 dangerous contact. Okay, so he's out of the Roosters semi-final if he accepts the charge. Cronulla contact the lawyer. The lawyer says, start lining up your case, we'll fight it. So they needed a medical report to check on Marcelo Montoya.
Yep.
The Sharks, I think it was the chairman, Steve Moyes, and Steve Mace, rang Adam Jawisi, the chairman of the Bulldogs, and said, have you got a latest medical report on the winger? He said, I'll check. Montoya got his scans done yesterday. They came back nowhere near as serious as syndesmosis, season-ending syndesmosis. It was actually a minor strain. And
there it is there, Buzz.
Yeah, there it is there. There's all the detail from the Bulldogs doctor. So what happened then, Cronulla thought, well, we got to be a chance. This is fresh evidence. So what they did, they have until midday today to tell the NRL if they're going to fight this, or under the circumstances, they can submit fresh evidence to the Match Review Committee, which they did. The Match Review Committee, when determining the penalty on Saturday night, took into account that the injury suffered was season-ending. When they got the fresh evidence, they start thinking, oh, we were tossing up grade 2 or grade 1, we'll go back to grade 1 because it's nowhere near as bad as we thought, and that's how it played out.
All right, so I think all of us agree that it's the right call. Is that fair to say, with Nicho being allowed to play this week? We all think it's the right call.
Totally agree.
Do we think, though, this is a bit odd?
It's odd because it's never happened before, Braith. I mean, this is the first time this has happened in the history of rugby league. The Match Review Committee's made a change like this. So
it's not. It happened 2 weeks ago with Stephen Crichton.
No, that's different.
No, it's the same thing. They altered the charge sheet. They altered the charge sheet.
Buzz, it was a different rule. In that case, the commission came over the top. In this case, the Commission wasn't involved. This was evidence was supplied by a doctor of a club to change the grading. So it was different. People have said it's the Peter V'landys rule that was used. It wasn't. It's a completely different rule that was used in this case. So I think that's why people find it... And Buzz, I would say what happened a couple of weeks ago as well, that sort of adds to the surprise that this has happened. Two big decisions like this have happened within 2 or 3 weeks of each other. I think everyone goes, well,
but
what the heck's going on here?
We'll keep unpacking this, Buzz. Andrew Abdo has supplied NRL 360 a statement. The Judiciary Code has always allowed the Match Review Committee to reassess charges and gradings based on updated medical reports within certain timeframes. When determining charges and gradings, the MRC takes into account a number of factors, including the nature of the offence, the risk of injury to the player, and any instance of actual injury suffered. Judiciary medical reports by club doctors are required to be provided to the MRC. New information was provided to the MRC by the club doctor, which indicated that the injury suffered by Montoya was not as severe as first reported. The MRC then determined to reduce the grading of the charge based on this new information. The Match Review Committee has acted independently and entirely within the NRL rules.
I think the issue here is, Braith, you're going to have situations where players are going to get charged for things like this that lead to injury, and in some cases you don't get the report until after the hearing's been done. You don't get an outcome of what the injury's like until after the hearing's taken place.
Could clubs fake that the injuries are worse? I think it should have just still run its process. Right? Don't let us in on it. Seriously, don't let us in on it. Go there, he gets off as a hip drop. I didn't think it was a hip drop, so I think we've got to keep on judging it on its actions, not on the injury.
But injuries have always been taken into account. Just hold on, if there's a high tackle, no injury suffered, it's normally a grade 1 and a fine. If it's a high tackle and someone breaks a jaw and is sidelined for 8 weeks, it is obviously a more severe
But it was
penalty.
a quick turnaround, Buzz. It was a quick turnaround.
Well, that's what, Canterbury are a professional club.
They are.
And Canterbury have to sort their team out for a final.
But the grey area is, though, Buzz, is that if a team like the Bulldogs, just say it's anyone else.
If they don't like each other, Roosters and South, throw those two teams in there, just for argument's sake. What do you reckon would happen? If they go, he hasn't seen the doctor yet, but we'll get the scans done on Thursday. He can't get in until Thursday.
And if the injury information isn't available quick enough, then...
I think all clubs, immediately after a game or the next day, will send their player for scans. And there is time before Monday at midday to get an assessment from the doctor, get the x-rays, get the scans, whatever it is, and then use it if it's going to work in your favour.
Just give them the old scans.
What?
Are you happy with the
I'm happy with the outcome, Braith.
Same here.
Everyone's happy with the outcome.
Yeah.
That's
I think Nicho Hynes should
What's the problem then? What's the argument
I just think you're going to have issues with consistency in this process.
There's another grey area.
You are going to have situations where, as I said, maybe you don't get the outcome of an injury like this until a week later. And then you rely on a different...
All you can do, there was a misdiagnosis when this injury happened on Saturday night. It was feared a season ender. Scans happened the next day. It wasn't a season ender.
He still could be out for a couple of weeks.
What you've got to think about is...
He still could be out for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but the NRL prosecutor has to go, if it gone to the Judiciary, had to go and argue why Nicho should be stood down for a week, right? That was his job. He can't go in there without the medical evidence. So it was going to come out anyway, and he was a very good chance of getting a downgrade.
All right, let's put the tinfoil hats on. Were Dogs happy to see Hynes play and rub out the Roosters?
The Roosters.
Do they fear the Roosters more than the Sharks?
I honestly think that's
just
nonsense.
asking the question. I'm asking the question.
Mate, why wouldn't they want Cronulla out? Cronulla just flogged them 24-6 the previous night.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm just asking the question.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, blokes? Who would you rather play, Sharks or Roosters?
Well, I've written them both off, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
He had them gone mid-year. Silly question.
I'd probably rather play the Sharks. Even as good as they were in the weekend, I think the Roosters just got a bit more
What about you, Gordon?
X factor about them.
If you're looking on the last 6 weeks, the Roosters are probably in better form than what the Sharks are.
But
Sorry.
I don't think that's played any
I know you're a Sharks fan.
I know you are.
And what you're doing here, can I just say something?
say whatever you
You're
like.
challenging the credibility of the doctor at Canterbury,
I'm not challenging
who has
anyone.
been in
Who's
the game.
challenging
Well, you
anyone?
are. You
No,
are.
he's
You're
not.
saying,
No,
oh,
we're
he's
not. No, we're
doing
not.
this because, you know.
No, we're asking the question, just like you're allowed an
Yeah,
opinion. We're allowed to ask the
he's
question.
an independent doctor,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they
That
sign
was
an
paid by
oath.
the club.
He's a club doctor.
To do the right
it doesn't
thing by
matter,
the
they
club.
sign- Mate,
To do the right thing by
Buzz,
the
let me
club.
tell you.
no, I just think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think it's fair and square that Nicho's playing this weekend.
Yep.
I actually congratulate Cronulla for being proactive. And the other bloke I want to give
Yeah.
a rap to is Adam Jewissy, the chairman of the Canterbury
I
Bulldogs, who provided the medical
Couldn't agree
evidence.
with you
I
more.
agree. We all agree. Now, Buzz, you're becoming quite powerful in this game. Last
becoming.
week. Oh, yeah.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Looks like Judge Burchett.
Yeah, last week you had the Crichton charge upgraded. Now you've had the Hynes one downgraded.
I've just explained step by step. I had nothing to do with the Nicho Hynes downgrade.
no.
And yes, I did write
No, all you did was break the story.
exactly.
Yeah, that's all we're saying. We're having some fun, Buzz.
And Mitch Different thinks this is funny.
I think it's hilarious.
You once dress as a judge and
I did.
interview Jeff
I
Carr.
did. After we lost our 8th Origin series in a row, I had Jeff Carr in and I put on one
I
of those.
think it suits you, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, good on you.